I told my hairdresser I wanted the usual for 11 years straight, and it wasn't until my niece showed me an old photo that I realized the usual had been quietly aging me the whole time. Today I'm breaking down 3 haircuts that genuinely take years off a woman over 60, and 3 that do the exact opposite, no matter how safe they feel in the chair. This isn't about chasing trends. It's about knowing which lines lift your face and which ones drag it down. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50, so you get real results fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every single week. Part 1. The long layered shag and the soft curtain fringe. Here's something most stylists won't say out loud. Hair that's all one length is one of the fastest ways to age the face, because it pulls everything down and flattens movement right where you need lift the most. The long layered shag fixes that by building broken, face-framing pieces that catch light and bounce. If you've been wearing the same blunt cut length since your 40s, you already know the flat, heavy feeling I'm talking about. The fix is layers cut at the jaw, cheekbone, and chin, angled so the shortest pieces hit right where your face is widest. Tell your stylist long layered shag, face-framing pieces starting at the jawline. Point cut ends for texture, not blunt. Point cutting matters here because blunt cut layers can look stiff and heavy, while point cut layers move. What actually happens on your face is this. The layers create diagonal lines that pull the eye upward and outward, which is the opposite of what gravity's been doing to your jawline for the last decade. Women who make this switch tell me the same thing every time. People start commenting on their cheekbones again, not their haircut. The second piece is the soft curtain fringe, parted in the center and swept to both sides. This isn't the heavy, blunt bangs from the 90s. It's soft, wispy, and it lands right at the brow bone. Say this exact phrase in the chair. Curtain fringe, center part, feathered ends blended into the layers, nothing blunt across the forehead. A curtain fringe softens the forehead and draws attention straight to the eyes, which is usually the most youthful feature on the whole face. I watched a woman at my sister's book club get this exact cut after wearing the same style for 15 years, and 3 separate people asked if she'd done something to her eyes. Nobody could name what changed. It was the fringe pulling all the attention upward. Before, flat, one-length hair with a heavy, blunt forehead. After, long layered shag with a soft curtain fringe framing the face. The next cut on this list works even better if your hair has started thinning at the crown. And that's exactly where we're headed. Part 2. The volumizing bob with a root lift. Most women think a bob is just a length. It's not. The volumizing bob is a completely different cut, built specifically to fight crown thinning, which is the one change almost nobody warns you about after 50. If you've noticed your part looking wider than it used to, or your crown looking a little see-through under bright light, this is the cut built for exactly that. The fix has 2 parts, and both matter equally. First, the cut itself sits at the collarbone with graduated layers underneath, stacked slightly at the back for built-in lift. Second, ask for a root lift technique at the crown specifically, not just some volume. Say this. Graduated bob, collarbone length, stacked layers at the back, root lift technique at the crown. Most stylists default to volume through the mid-lengths, which does nothing for a thinning part. Here's the part that surprises people. The graduated stacking at the back doesn't just add volume. It changes your entire silhouette from the side. A flat crown reads as tired and older, even on a completely unlined face. Lift the crown, and the whole head shape reads younger, because it mimics the natural fullness hair has in your 20s and 30s before density starts to shift. The result women report back to me most often is this. Their glasses stop sliding as much, because the added root volume gives the frame something to rest against instead of sliding down flat hair. It sounds small. It reads as put together from across a room. A client of a stylist friend of mine switched to this cut after 40 years of the same shoulder-length style. And her own daughter didn't recognize her in a photo for a full 3 seconds. That's the kind of shift root lift creates, even without changing the color at all. Before, flat crown with a widening part under bright light. After, graduated volumizing bob with root lift at the crown. Now here's the uncomfortable part. Some of the most requested cuts in salons right now are actually working against you. And the first one might be sitting on your head right now. Part 3. The severe blunt bob and the over-teased helmet set. Nobody tells you this in the chair, but a severe razor-straight blunt bob, the kind cut with a hard line at exactly one length, is one of the harshest cuts you can choose after 60. It was made famous on young faces with minimal texture change in the skin. On a mature face, that hard straight line does something different. It draws a sharp horizontal border across the jaw and highlights every soft edge underneath it instead of hiding it. The fix isn't abandoning the bob, it's softening the line. Ask for a blunt bob with a razored, textured perimeter, not a hard blunt edge, slightly angled longer toward the front. Razoring the ends breaks up that harsh geometric line into something feathered and forgiving, while keeping the same length and shape you already like. The reason this matters so much comes down to contrast. A hard straight line next to soft, mature skin creates visual tension the eye reads as aging, even though it's actually the haircut doing the damage, not the skin itself. Soften the line with razoring, and the eye stops comparing the two textures altogether. Women who make this one small change tell me their face looks less tired within days, without touching a single product or cream. That's the power of removing a hard line that was working against them the whole time. Before, severe blunt bob with a hard straight line at the jaw. After, the same bob length with a razored, feathered perimeter. Now let's talk about the other cut. The one built entirely on volume from decades ago that quietly stopped working the moment your hair started changing texture. The over-teased helmet set is the second cut to retire. This is heavy backcombing at the crown with a stiff, uniform rounded shape held in place with layers of hairspray. It was built for hair that was thicker and coarser than most of us have now. And on finer, more mature hair, it reads as dated and overly styled rather than polished. The fix is a soft, brushed-out shape with movement instead of a fixed dome. Say this exact phrase. Soft rounded shape, brushed out, not teased flat. Light hold spray only, movement allowed at the crown. The difference between shaped and sculpted stiff is the difference between looking done and looking stuck in a decade that already passed. Before, stiff, uniformly teased helmet shape. After, soft, brushed-out rounded shape with natural movement. There's one more cut on the avoid list, and it's the one I get asked about more than any other, because it looks completely different depending on your hair's natural texture. Part 4. The tight, uniform perm curl. Here's the one people argue with me about the most. A tight, uniform perm. The kind where every single curl is the exact same size and pattern from root to end. Ages the face more than almost any other choice. And it has nothing to do with curls being bad. It's the uniformity that's the problem, not the curl itself. When every curl is identical, hair reads as a single dense shape instead of individual strands. And dense uniform shapes sit heavier around the face than varied texture does. Your hairdresser might tell you it's low maintenance. And that's true, but low maintenance and flattering aren't always the same thing. The fix, if you love curl and don't want to give it up, is asking for a body wave instead of a traditional perm, with varied rod sizes so the curl pattern loosens as it moves down the hair shaft. Say this. Body wave, mixed rod sizes, tighter near the root, loose toward the ends, not uniform curl throughout. This creates movement instead of a fixed shape, and movement is what reads as youthful on camera and in person. The change people notice first isn't even the curl pattern itself. It's that their hair suddenly looks like it has more of it, because varied curl sizes create the illusion of density that uniform curls actually flatten out. A woman I heard from after posting about this switched from a tight perm she'd worn for almost 20 years. And her own hairstylist admitted she looked a decade lighter the moment the new pattern grew in. Nobody touched her skin, her makeup, or her clothes. It was the curl pattern alone. Before, tight, uniform perm curl identical from root to end. After, loose body wave with varied curl sizes and natural movement. 3 cuts to chase, 3 to leave behind. And now you know exactly which words to say in the chair to get either one. You now know exactly which 3 cuts lift and soften a mature face, and exactly which 3 quietly work against you, down to the precise words to use in the chair. That's not luck. That's information most women never get before booking an appointment. Tell me in the comments, which one of these 6 were you wearing without realizing it? I read every single comment. Next week I'm covering the color mistakes that age you faster than any haircut ever could, and trust me, it's not what you think. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.